Guys, welcome to Real Classic Film Reviews and welcome to a classic war movie review of 1970s Kelly's Heroes, starring Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, Telly Savalas and Don Rickles. Directed by Brian G. Hutton, this is a World War II heist hybrid that tells the tale of a group of US soldiers who must venture behind enemy lines in occupied France to get their hands on a secret stash of Nazi gold. Now, I'm a huge fan of war movies and also of heist movies, and rarely do these two genres converge as well and as memorably as they do in Kelly's Heroes. Now, this movie sits in that bracket of war as almost a good old romp, and one that blends gritty battle sequences with anti-establishment humour and satire. So let's take a look.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking after the colonel, that's what.
Well, shoot him. Let's get the hell out of here.
Shoot him, we don't get the gold.
What gold?
The gold's in a bank 25 miles east of Nancy, that's what.
Mulligan, I said 3 minutes!
So Kelly's Heroes was directed by Brian Hutton, who just 2 years earlier made my personal favourite Men on a Mission war movie, Where Eagles Dare, also starring Clint Eastwood. And what's fascinating about the two movies is that they couldn't be more different in tone. Eagles is a twisty, turny spy thriller at heart, and this is a black comedy, basically. Now, Quentin Tarantino has cited Kelly's Heroes as an influence on Inglourious Bastards, which is an understatement when you rewatch them both. The moment in Bastards when David Bowie's 1982 tune Cat People turns up in a World War II set film isn't too dissimilar to Mike Curb's Burning Bridges song that's played throughout this film. Anyway, we'll get into some more of the revisionist tones in the movie in a moment or two. But first, Kelly's Heroes finds Lieutenant Kelly, played by Clint Eastwood, stumble upon intel about a stash of Nazi gold worth $16 million hidden behind enemy lines in a bank in a small French town. Now, with the help of the gruff Master Sergeant Big Joe, played by Telly Savalas, a greedy quartermaster, Crap Game, played by Don Rickles, and oddball tank commander, Oddball, played by Donald Sutherland, Kelly puts together an unofficial unit to go rogue, sneak through German defences and snatch the treasure, all without the brass ever catching wind of it. And what follows is essentially a fantastical journey through bullet-riddled villages, minefields and military bureaucracy. And I do love the fact that what begins as this covert heist between a handful of conspirators eventually evolves into a full-blown unauthorised offensive that confuses the American High Command, who mistakenly interpret it as medal-worthy bold tactical manoeuvre. Now, for me, Kelly's Heroes has two strong assets. The first of which is its ensemble cast. There's nothing quite like a late 60s, early 70s war film in this regard. Studios were really flexing their ability to put as many stars on screen as possible, with a poster full of huge names being enough to lure in the ticket-buying public. And here, of course, we have Clint Eastwood as the quietly ambitious Kelly. His character is the most grounded in amongst all the madness. And Telly Savalas' Big Joe is initially a reluctant participant whose main goal is to keep his men alive. He's got this great gruff cynicism. He's worn out from the war and just wants some R&R, and a few bars of gold would help with that quite nicely. Considering Don Rickles was known mostly for his loudmouth insult comedy persona, he does deliver quite a restrained performance here as Crap Game. He's that classic wartime opportunist, treating the whole endeavour as an opportunity to fleece the military. For me, though, it has to be Donald Sutherland's Oddball, who's the most fascinating character. I'm not sure how a proto-hippie psychedelic 60s reject ended up in a period World War II movie, spouting phrases like,
"There you go, more negative waves. Have a little faith, baby. Have a little faith."
But it does inject parts of the film with this surreal energy. And if the anti-establishment vibes weren't obvious enough, Oddball is on hand to remind us about sticking it to the man and peace and love, etc. It's a bold choice having him in the movie, and it's not for everyone. But I'm a fan. I like it. Now, the other great thing about Kelly's Heroes for me is the scope of its production. Honestly, this is up there with some of the most epic war movies that I've ever seen. Seriously, check out some of these large-scale battle sequences, and these are scattered right throughout the movie, and that's before you get to the explosive action sequences that see tanks lay waste to small towns. Now it's all splendid controlled chaos, with the film taking much delight in the mowing down of Nazi soldiers in pursuit of riches. Now it's that mixture of greed and heroism, which is the film's punchline. Kelly and his crew aren't motivated by patriotism, they're chasing gold bars. Yet ironically, their rogue actions result in tactical victories and morale boosts. The American military hierarchy here is portrayed as bumbling and disconnected, highlighted by a brilliant Carol O'Connor as General Colt, a leader who mistakes the radio chatter of the heist for a heroic surge into enemy territory and unwittingly sets off to award medals for it.
Now we're pulling out and we're pushing forward. Over.
Attack, attack, attack! That's the kind of fighting spirit that I was talking about. Listen to that guy. If he was a major, he's a colonel now.
And the film's full of funny little moments like this, courtesy of its screenplay penned by Troy Kennedy Martin, who also penned the Italian Job script. Its heist that accidentally results in good deeds idea was also used for the 1999 Gulf War gold robbery movie Three Kings. Both films critiquing the American military-industrial complex. This one as a reaction to the shit show that was the Vietnam War. And even though Kelly's Heroes doesn't hit you over the head with anti-war, anti-establishment sermonising, the characters' behaviours pretty much say it all, subverting command, prioritising profit over duty, and operating independently of orders. Now, there's also some great Lalo Schifrin music here too, and also a moment for Eastwood to parody his spaghetti western image as he and his crew have a high noon showdown against a tiger tank. Like most of the movie, it sounds nuts, but it kind of works. So yeah, Kelly's Heroes is a film that refuses to be labelled as a single genre. It's a war movie that makes a mockery of war, and a heist movie where the loot almost becomes secondary to the hijinks, and a comedy that never descends too far into farce. So if you're looking for another cooler than cool Clint Eastwood performance in an action-packed war movie with an outrageous cast, a clever script, and a touch of anti-war sentiment, without getting too preachy, Kelly's Heroes will certainly fit the bill. Go check it out.
Guys, I'm gonna have you bounce from this outfit so fast your feet won't even touch the ground. Now, do you understand that, Kelly?
Yeah, I understand. You better fix up some transfer papers for me, because I'm going. With you or without you.